Let's see if I can get this. Okay, I'm back online. Hey again, it's me. I'm back online. I was able to get some sleep, but I woke up and the homeless guy, I talked to him. His name is it's Richard, but there's another guy that also showed up, and they seem to know each other. I think the other guy, his name was something that started with a J, John, Jeff, Jack, something like that. He brought us some rations that he managed to get out of a warehouse. I hope you guys don't mind if I eat while I, sit here and pretend like I'm talking to somebody. These are some kind of protein stick tube. I think it's mostly cheese. Maybe some grain, pasta, maybe. I don't know. I hope to read another one of these for you. This one comes... Okay, let me just read it. Case file 47-X, the Anti-Order Federation, submitted to American Securist Party information log, filed by Supreme Commander Bernard Whiteblood, February 20th, 2256. So this is way after what I read in the last recording. But the American Securist Party, that's the political party that voted for the council to come into power. So this, I was able to get into their database and I found this, and it's incredibly damning. The rat in our party that was reported in case file designation unavailable has been shot and killed outside the White House in Washington, D.C. by a Secret Service agent. While this is good news, this elimination does not repair the damage done by his treachery. He shared his knowledge of our plans to the Canadian Armed Forces. Conveniently, at least 75% of the CAF's personnel either don't care or think he was lying. So the majority of our opponents in Canada still don't know what's coming. However, a new issue has risen out of this revelation. A group calling themselves the Anti-Order Federation has been formed from the section of the CAF personnel that did choose to heed the warning. There is no indication that this federation poses a legitimate threat to our control. They have merely severed the chain of command and disorganized themselves. The rest of this war, after our plan comes to fruition, will go smoothly. So, the Anti-Order Federation, I never really heard much about it down here in Michigan. Despite being one of the northern states and being closer to Canada, they did a pretty good job of making sure that we weren't up to date with what was going on in the war. But this makes it seem like, a portion of the Canadian Armed Forces, they listened to what this rat told them that the order was going to do this, or that the Securist Party was going to turn into the order. And I guess most of the Canadian Armed Forces just didn't care, didn't heed the warning. And yeah, it looks like that probably came back to bite them. But we both know how that ended. Canada fell, and now they're part of the UWO, the same that we are. I'm not sure how I feel about this new guy, John, Jeff, Jack, whatever his name is. I think that he might know something that me and Richard don't. He told us that he used to work as a plumber before the states fell, you know. He was gonna try to get the water back online so that we can shower, because obviously, look at me, I'm disgusting. But hopefully he's gonna get that back online and we'll have access to running water. He was able to get me a battery powered lamp here that I'm using for lighting, and well, I brought the hacking equipment and the recorder from Detroit, so I'm still hoping that maybe someone out there is seeing this, but there's still no feedback on the other channel. Let me see if I can. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Sorry I went a few days offline. If anybody's even watching this, maybe you were worried. Maybe I'm just talking to myself into an endless void, hoping for a response. I've got nothing better to do. I'm not sure if John Jack plans on sticking around. He makes me nervous. Anyhow, I'd better turn this off before I run out of batteries and I have to send somebody to get me more, or, you know, do it myself. Yeah, I don't really want to leave this place. First town I enter, I know I'm probably just gonna get recognized and they're gonna cut me down right there. I'll keep you guys updated. If I go offline for a few days, don't be worried. If something does happen, I'll try and record it so you guys at least have some closure. Anyway, Peter Miller, 29 years old. Anybody in the Detroit region, please, I could really use some help. Anyway, thank you.
Data probe booting up. Data probe online. Attaching probe to signal. Probe attached. Signal locked. Gathering location data. Please wait. Gathering location data. Please wait. General location confirmed. Uploading now.